On April 15, 1989, a tragic sporting disaster unfolded at Hillsborough Football Stadium during a match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. This incident stands as the worst sporting disaster in the history of the United Kingdom. The calamity occurred when a number of Liverpool fans were allowed to enter the stadium through an exit gate in order to avoid overcrowding at the turnstiles. However, this decision led to massive overcrowding inside the stadium as more and more people flooded through the gate, resulting in a horrifying crush against the steel fences. Tragically, 97 men, women, and children lost their lives, and over 700 others were injured, many of them suffering life-altering conditions and psychological trauma. What makes this event even more distressing is the series of cover-ups and lies that followed, perpetuated by the police and media, which added to the anguish experienced by the survivors and the families of the victims. To understand the situation at Hillsborough Football Stadium, it's important to note that it was chosen as the venue for the FA Cup semi-final match between Liverpool and Nottingham Forest. As a neutral site, the stadium could accommodate both sitting and standing areas for fans, which was common practice in football grounds at the time. The stadium, primarily home to Sheffield Wednesday football team, was divided into pens by high metal fences, segregating and separating fans from the pitch. Police presence was required at football matches to manage crowd movement, prevent overcrowding, and deal with potential hooliganism, which was a significant issue in the 1980s. Despite the match being sold out, with an estimated 53,000 people expected to attend, Liverpool fans were allocated the smaller end of the stadium and an entrance via Leppings Lane turnstiles. The fans began arriving around midday, but there were only 7 open turnstiles to process the thousands of people, causing significant delays. Once through the turnstiles, most fans made their way down a narrow, dark tunnel that led to the standing area pens. However, access to other pens was not clearly signposted, resulting in an uneven distribution of fans. By 2:15 p.m., a large crowd had gathered outside Leppings Lane, and by 2:30 p.m., only 4,400 of the 10,000 fans had entered, leaving approximately 5,600 fans still outside. Despite discussions about delaying the start of the game, it was decided that this was not feasible. As the kickoff time approached, thousands of fans were still trying to enter through the turnstiles, and many were pressed up against the exit gate, known as Gate C. In an attempt to alleviate the congestion, Superintendent David Duckenfield, the overall police commander, ordered Gate C to be opened around 10 minutes before the game was scheduled to start. This decision led to approximately 2,000 people flooding into the stadium all at once, overwhelming the tunnel and leading most of them to pens 3 and 4. The pens were separated by high fences and an overhanging fence, designed to contain hooligans. The official capacity of these pens was listed as 2,200, but this figure was incorrect and based on outdated assessments that didn't account for the dividing fences. The actual capacity was around 1,600. However, stewards and police failed to redirect fans from the already full pens 3 and 4 to the partially empty pens 1 and 2. By kickoff time at 3 p.m., an estimated 3,000 people were crammed into the overcrowded pens. As the crush intensified, people at the front found themselves trapped under the weight of bodies and against the overhanging fence. Immobility set in, and fans began to suffer from compression asphyxiation and trauma. The first signs of distress were minor, such as people standing on each other's feet, but it quickly escalated into a suffocating and life-threatening situation. Amidst the chaos, some barriers in Pen 3 gave way, causing people to fall and be trampled upon. While some fans managed to escape through small holes or over the fences with assistance, many were crushed, suffering from compression asphyxiation and severe trauma. It took 5 minutes into the game for Superintendent Greenwood to intervene and stop the match. Supporters used advertising boards as improvised stretchers, and those capable provided first aid to the injured. However, there were delays in declaring the event a major incident, resulting in a slow arrival of medical assistance. The devastating consequences of the Hillsborough disaster became evident, with 97 lives lost, including Anthony Bland, who remained in a persistent vegetative state until his life support was withdrawn in 1993. Andrew Devine, the 97th victim, endured life-changing injuries and was added to the memorial following his passing in 2021. In the aftermath of the tragedy, attempts were made to blame Liverpool fans for the crush, tarnishing the memory of those who died, were injured, and traumatized. Superintendent Duckenfield initially lied, claiming that Liverpool fans had forced their way through the stadium after the gate was opened. However, it was later revealed that he gave no thought to where the fans would go when he ordered the gate to be opened. The police and media propagated rumors and false stories about the conduct of Liverpool fans, further distressing the survivors and the victims' families. In 2012, the Hillsborough Independent Panel reviewed hundreds of thousands of documents and produced a report that exposed the significant shortcomings of the South Yorkshire Police, Sheffield Wednesday Football Club, and the inaccurate portrayal of Liverpool fans. This led to a criminal investigation ordered by Prime Minister Theresa May. In 2016, a new inquest was conducted, ruling the deaths as unlawful killings. However, no individual or organization has been held criminally responsible for the disaster. The Hillsborough disaster stands as a tragic reminder of the consequences of police cover-ups, media misinformation, and the disregard for fan safety. The inadequacies in stadium design, safety procedures, and crowd control played a significant role in the loss of lives on that fateful day. It took over 2 decades of tireless campaigning, fueled by the families and survivors, to uncover the truth and bring some semblance of justice to the victims of Hillsborough.